Okay, we're back. Hey, how you doing, everybody? Uncle Bruce here for the final hour of trading today on Stock Markets with Bruce for August the 31st, the last live show for the month of August in 2021. Can you believe it? How much time just poof flying by this year. Unreal. Uh, I'm still having a tough time believing it's 2021. I keep thinking 2020 for some reason because of the world stopped in 2020, and here we are in 2021, still dealing with this virus thing. Unbelievable. The markets, two down, one up. The Dow's down 34 points. It was down a little worse than this a little while ago. Just in the last maybe 15 minutes, the market has kind of come up a bit. We were sitting at 35,324. We're now at 364. So we've gained 40 points to still be down 33. So we've cut the loss more than in half. Good to see. It's been a quiet day. We've been anywhere from 289, 289 to 35, 3 to 449. So we've only had a 160 point range on the Dow today. Like it is. That's quiet. That's half a 1% move for the whole day between high and low. Now, we're not doing anything on the Dow today. It's really a quiet day. The talk, I guess, lately has been, well, the jobs report on Friday will reveal everything. It will reveal nothing. It was supposed to be last week on, was it Thursday, with the Wyoming thing. I've already forgotten it. The Fed and all the interest rate talk in Jackson Hole, Wyoming. That's what it was. Jackson Hole was supposed to say everything. It did nothing. Now it's the jobs report this Friday. Forget about it. It's not going to make any difference. So what? America gains a 500,000, loses a 500,000. Who cares? We're down 6 million shares from pre-pandemic to now. And the economy is sputtering because there are problems all over the place. I mean, all over the place there are problems. Airline numbers are dropping. That means car rental numbers are dropping. Hotel prices, occupancy rates are dropping. People aren't traveling as much. The numbers are down, way down from what they were forecasting 3-4 months ago, 5 months ago. It's just not happening, and people are concerned about, but the kids going to school and this virus thing. It's a problem. Well, there you go. The market is down 39 points on the Dow. We're down 5 on the S&P. That's 2 down, and Nasdaq is up 5 points. Only up 5 points. It's a record if it's closed right here. If it closed right here, it would be a new all-time high for the Nasdaq. A gain on the S&P, a gain on the Nasdaq today would set new all-time records. But the change between high and low all day with these indexes, there's nothing happening out there. There's nothing going on. So we'll have to see what's going on here on all of this. Okay, so on some of the stocks we're following, support.com down 362 here at 32.77. The stock had its low just after I got off the air. It reached 30.51, and then it rallied back within like an hour and a half to 34.80, but now back to 32.79. 25 million shares, so it's not going very far here. Down on the day and still down. Robinhood started down, had a bit of a pop, went down again, and is slowly marching back to a gain. It's up 31 cents, but it has come back from a low of 41.51 to 43.95. So buck two and a half almost dollars to $2.40 improvement. SoFi, man, was even on the day. Dropped first thing this morning in the first half hour, a low of 13.97. Powered its way back over 4 hours. It worked its way all the way to 14.25 from 13.97. Like, that's not even a move. 27 cents. Now we're at 14.08, down 11 cents. It just gave it all back in the last hour. Not all of it back, but it's come back now. 11.9 million. But I will defend the stock to say, just like the Dow, just like everything else from what I can see so far, we have a 28 cents trading range on SoFi. That's it. High and low, 28 cents different. There's nothing going on. We're down 11. So, yeah, it's quiet today. GameStop is not quiet. It's up $7.63 on 2.8 million. Quiet volume, I'll say. Not dead quiet, but, quiet. Up 763. The high today, 222. It's at 216.83. High today, 222. We hit 227 last week, 225 last week in back-to-back days. Got to 222 today. Couldn't hit the new high from last week's high. So this might be telling that maybe this rally is losing steam. Maybe this is it. There's a lot of you out there wondering, is this earnings report, the hype and the anticipation of the earnings report, is this going to run this market? Well, here we are on Tuesday. It's not happening. Not happening yet. Well, we'll see. There's still time. 8 days to go, but we do have Labor Day. Okay, ATIP at 426, up 11 cents. Started the day down right off the bat at 409. It was sitting at 409, 16 cents lower. Came back over the even line to about 415 and then backed off. And now here we are at 425. High today, 427. 722,000, nothing crazy. But this sign is telling me light volume and it's drifting higher. There are more buyers coming in. The sellers have gotten out. They blew themselves out of there. They're long gone. And now we are slowly, day after day, for almost a week now, we have slowly been inching back. We did have that crazy day last week where we got to August 27th. That was last 4 days ago. We got to 435. We were down to, 405. But now we've been coming back. We're back to 427. The low of the day, the low of this stock's run, 281 a share. Somebody foolish enough to sell down there, but someone did, and that was back on that's that's almost 4 weeks ago. So it's been a while since it's been that low. Let me just take a look at my chart here. Here we are. Yeah. The low on this thing in late July is when it really crapped out. But it's now been, from 281 to 425, $1.40 better. 50% gain since the low was set. But we need more, and we're waiting for the real news. We're waiting for that will tell us how this company's going to react and what direction they're going. Is a new leader. They're hiring a new leader for this company. We're waiting to find out who this is. The search has been on now about 3-4 weeks. So we're waiting. Let's see what happens. I'd love to see the stock go to 550 in the meantime, and then bring on a new talented person who could instantly rally it to 7.5. That would be a lot better. It's still not a survival, not all the way back, but it would be a ways. I know a lot of you have averaged down on this, and I think it's a smart move. AMC up 357 today to 46.90, 47.16 in the high of the day. In the last half hour, it has set that. It is now hanging around the high of the day at just around $47 a share, 88.9 million traded. That is a reason why GameStop is up, and I guess with GameStop up, AMC is up, and with one up, so the other is up. So 216.28 on GameStop, 46.82 on AMC. They're both up on the day, and they've been up all day today. Matterport, $16.20. Right now, it's up 8 cents. Got up to $16.60 today. $16.60, highest level in a while. Good to see on 1.8 million volume. That's good to see. We have good volume. Another run up. We've been positive almost, let's say, 3/4 of the day. We've been on the good side of the line. And here we are at 16.19-ish, and we're kind of holding around. Interesting couple of days and an interesting week or two on Matterport. I'm glad to see it out of that 15 range, 14 range, and nice to have it back here into the 1660 for the high range. Now can we get a run into 1718? I keep thinking that with these announcements they keep making, and like you were talking about, we were talking about earlier this morning, there was an announcement 5 hours ago. These kinds of announcements coming out that just keep happening again and again. Like every week, they got something else going on. It's great, just great. They're in the face, to get in your face. They're always getting in your face. Hey, we're here, we're really coming on. I like it. I like the way they're doing this, and keep it going, guys. If all companies were doing PR like GameStop, oh, that would be wonderful. But not all companies work this way, but this one's doing a good job. Matterport, way to go, Matterport. Really good job of promoting your stock and your company and telling us what you're up to. 23andMe had a gain right off the get-go this morning in the first hour or so. Let me double check here. Yeah, in the first half hour, we reached 894. It looked like, oh, $9 is right around the corner, and it couldn't hold it. It gave up this 894 high, dropped all the way down into the 840s, and we've been flatlining around 840, 850, 855 now for 5 hours. We're at 853, down 15 cents on the day. That's where we're at. We were 868 last night. We had a gain this morning, lost in the first hour, and we have not been able to get it back. 937,000 volume with no announcements at the moment. That's just the kind of day we're having. We're down 15 cents. Not the end of the world. It's only down 15 cents. But it just can't seem to come back at the moment anyway. Smart Rent, 1246. Same exact pattern. Started here, down, and then flatlined all day. We got this thing this thing was as high as 1332 this morning. Looked great. It looked like, all right, here we go with Smart Rent. 1332 down to 1220, like $1.10, 12 cents off in half an hour. Zip, and it fought its way back to the let's say the 12. What would this be here? 1244, 1240 range, 1250 range, and we've been 1240, 1250 ever since. We're 1247 right now, down a penny on Smart Rent. So we're not hurt. It's not hurting. But it sure looked good at 1332 first thing this morning. I don't know. Was that a misprint? Was that a misquote? Maybe it wasn't supposed to be there. I don't know. Anyway, 468,000 shares today have traded, and it's down a penny. Rocket Lab up 4 cents to 10.07. Low of the day, 9.66. This stock seems to have patterns where in the first hour or two, she'll drop for the low of the day, and then all day long after that, come back on. And we were at 9.66. We got as high as 10.20. Now at 10.06, up 3 cents on 1.8 million shares. Go figure, that's what it's doing. Spire up a penny. It's been up all day except for the last hour. It kind of had a dip for a few pennies. Now it's come back on. But we're only having a 19 cents trading range today, 9.34 to 9.53. Really tight, 38,000 volume. That's all on Spire. It is really quiet. Sextera up 12 cents to 8.87. It was negative on the opening, went down to 8.27. It's now 8.87, so it's 60 cents better than this morning's low, gaining 12 cents on the day. So it's fought its way all the way back here. Now it's gone into the green on 107,000 shares. Just quiet trading at 8.87 last trade. That is where we're at on a bunch of the ones that we follow here. Over on Vanek Vectors, down $1.20 to 271. Same kind of pattern. Had a good start, lousy first hour, slow coming back, but still down $1.20. Home Depot, same thing, down on the beginning, first 2 hours, and slowly coming along, still down $1.30. IBM breaking all the rules, breaking everybody's heart. Started low, went higher, and it's just fading a little right now. It's up $1.19 to 140.16. High today on IBM, 140.94. Almost $141 a share. What are we thinking here with IBM? Hope for more good stuff. The Dow down 60 points. It is a very flat day, as I said. Just a few hundred points of movement. Nothing to be said about 160 points between low and high. There is nothing happening here. It's a nothing burger of a day, down 60 points. But we got to write them out. We're open 5 days a week, unless next week is 4. Microsoft down 45 cents. Apple down 93 cents, but it's at 152.18. Tesla had a down opening, then popped up, and it's been flatlining until the last half hour, and now she's dipping. She is at 7.33, still up $2, $2.30 a share. But the stock was at 7.37, has now lost $4. Very quiet day, though. Bed Bath & Beyond down 76 cents to 27.68. BlackBerry up 9 at 11.30. We've got Royal Caribbean up 84 cents, but it was higher. Someone asked me a question. I think someone emailed me about what to do on Royal Caribbean. If you happen to be watching, I read the email, but I had 10 others to quickly get to, and I couldn't get back to yours to answer it. The question that I was getting was, hey, I have some put contracts on Royal Caribbean, and they're going to expire coming up in September. What do you think I should do? I still have a few weeks to go, but what are your thoughts? You've got one more week. I would say that you've got an option now that you could go after. You could take one move now. If you were to sell the two you have and move into October, you might need to get, instead of getting, I think they have 80s right now, you might go after 79s, which is $1 further out of the money, but you get an extra month of time. That might be one move to do, and it'll cost you a little bit more per contract. You have to throw in like $100 to do the rollover. But at the moment, I've noticed the shares today reach a high of 83.42. They're at 82.75, so they've come off almost 70 odd cents here. This stock is the kind of stock that can drop $2 or $3 in one day without any trouble whatsoever. The question is which day and why. We've had the markets now for a week and a half, 2 weeks do really well. The big boards, the big market. We're due for a little bit of a consolidation of pricing on some stocks here. And all I'm thinking about is maybe the Dow, the S&P, and the NASDAQ might give up 300-400 points for say 300-400 points for the Dow, 100 or 200, 300 points on NASDAQ, 50-70 points on S&P. Just a little breather. That kind of a correction move, and that wouldn't even be called a correction. That's just a little burp. That could put Royal Caribbean at 77 a share pretty quick, and your 80s would instantly be in that 450 neighborhood. And there is an opportunity to sell and roll over into go into New Year. Get out of September and go long, because you're playing with fire being this close. I understand why you did it. I understand how the stock is doing what it does. It's not volatile, but it moves, and I expect Royal Caribbean to be lower than this on the fundamentals of the company. But emotion is what's got it where it is right now. There's this optimism that just won't stop about how great things are. I don't see the headline here. I'm just going to double check here. There's no headline here, but there was a breaking news story on Royal Caribbean 2 days ago that I don't see covered. There was a fire on board their brand new ship, the Wonder of the Seas. This is their Oasis class ship, the biggest ship in the world, about a foot or so longer than the Symphony of the Seas. That ship was in sea trials, came back after a week or two of sea trials, back to the shipping dry dock where it was being built, back to the port, and it had a fire on board in one of the electrical rooms, about a 54 square foot room, something like that. And no reports came from the company. I've seen no headlines anywhere, but the story goes out of French media. 48 firefighters were needed to put it out. 48 firefighters were on the ship putting out this fire from the electrical room. So the concern had to have been that over time, what happens is the heat generated from fire gets so intense and radiates out from that spot in 360 degrees, usually up. But the metal, because cruise ships are generally metal, the metal really heats up. It can melt wiring and plumbing and all kinds of other issues all around it by 5, 10, 15 feet all around it, if not more. The longer the flames go, the worse. In any event, 48 firefighters were called to put the fire out for this ship on Royal Caribbean. The ship is not yet in Royal Caribbean's hands. The ship is still technically in the shipbuilder's possession. And so it is insurance under the shipbuilder and everything else that has to take care of it. There has to be repairs done. But the net effect to Royal Caribbean is that this ship might be delayed quite some time rather than being delivered for its first series of voyages. Now, this ship is designed, the Wonder of the Seas, was intended to be placed in the Chinese market. It's supposed to work out of Shanghai. And the thinking with the stock analyst and other industry people is that having the world's largest ship in Shanghai was a major, what's the word I'm looking for? Feather in the cap for the China cruise market. This was supposed to be the crowning achievement. This was to show the Chinese people that the world's largest cruise ship chooses China as its home to cruise from. And it's an embarrassment, and it's an unfortunate set of events that we have this issue here. No one is talking about it because Royal Caribbean doesn't want to mention it because it's bad news. It's not good publicity. And what we may have, again, I'm just totally speculating, but the delay to get this ship in the water with paying passengers, it might be as much as 1 to 2 to 3 months. And that means 4, 8, or 12 potential sailings lost forever, which you'll never get back because time is time. And now you start sailing instead of maybe in March or April, you start sailing in July or what have you next year. This is supposed to be delivered next year in 2022. So we have this incident on the Wonder of the Seas. We don't know how bad it was. We don't know how many dollars it was. We don't know what the problem was. We do not know the cause of the fire. But I will say, having covered cruise ships for a while on my other channel, Traveling with Bruce, there was a ship known as the Ada Nova, the largest ship that Ada Cruising, which is Carnival based, ever built. It was a brand new design, compressed natural gas burning ship instead of oil burning, and they were coming out of the shipbuilding yard. They were getting ready for sea trials. They were getting ready for a huge naming ceremony and big celebration in Hamburg, Germany. This was going to be the largest cruise ship launched from that area as well. And they had a fire break out on that ship about 3 weeks before final delivery, 2 weeks. It was really close. And had a fire, and it was several cabins were consumed. And all kinds of firefighters were brought on scene for this one. Again, the ship was at the right place at the right time. It was on shore where there are all the services to look after emergencies like this. Well, the fire brigade came on board and they battled the blaze and they put it out. And after weeks of investigation, and of course this caused delays like you can't believe, arson. It was determined it was purposely set. It was arson. And they, as far as I know, they've never caught anyone or charged anyone for the crime that I know of. I had heard rumors were that cameras had been tampered with, but no idea. And so what was the intent is the question. Was it just to cause damage to the ship on purpose to try to really cause damage, or was it a worker who was disgruntled with their employer, or was it a worker who was worried that there'd be all kinds of layoffs because once the ship was done, there didn't seem to be work behind it, and so why not put this one on fire, create $100 million worth of damage, and keep everyone working for another 3 or 4 months? Again, I don't know. I'm not the guy who set the fire. I'm trying to speculate what happened. The ship, though, in reality, was delayed by about 2 months, and unfortunately, all the opening ceremonies, everything, the celebrations, everything, all canceled, and the ship eventually just quietly sailed to the Canary Islands and started service. And they had a very small naming ceremony there that world media didn't know about. And the ship sails today, and this is now 2 years old. The Ada Nova, it's fine. The ship's in great shape. Everyone loves the ship. But here we are with the Wonder of the Seas for Royal Caribbean, the world's largest cruise ship. Fire on board in the electrical room. Is this an electrical problem? If so, investigate it. Now you got to find out what caused it. And is there a wiring issue somewhere deep in the ship that now has to be accounted for because it created a surge of current in the electrical compartment? I don't know. I'm not an electrician here. But bad news for Royal Caribbean and its passengers. There you go. So it didn't affect the stock today. The stock is up 90 cents, holding its own at 82.79. And the Dow is down and the cruise ships are up. So there's no problems today with the cruise lines. But these guys are bleeding money like crazy. They are bleeding all kinds of cash. Royal Caribbean would love to get that Wonder of the Seas cruise ship in China, because I suspect that the Chinese will sell that ship out quite nicely because there's a partnership between Royal and a Chinese company with deep government connections, and Royal Caribbean is going to make some nice money off that ship without having to worry about costs to any major extent because it's going to be guaranteed by the Chinese and all this. So, but now this is delayed. This is delayed. So I don't know. I don't know what to make of it. We'll follow that story as time goes by. Anyway, there you have it. That's kind of where we're at right now. Goldman Sachs up $1.77. Finally, you got a gain going. Ever so little. I like the stock long term, and we're up and running here. We now have 35 minutes left in our day, and we've got the Dow down 62, S&P down 8, and Nasdaq down 13. So there you go, guys. That's where we're at. And again, thank you again to all of you as always for being here and catching up with us here, Jennifer and I. We appreciate it. Last days in Creston, as we are going through the final packing routines that are being done here. Oh my gosh. In between shows, we had to go downstairs and do a bunch of packing again. And, continually being done. No end to it. Continually being done. Again, thank you. Those of you who are members of this channel, so appreciate you being here very much. Also, those of you who are subscribing to this channel, thank you for subscribing to this channel. It means a lot to us. And also, those of you just casually watching, you're always welcome to be here. We're always glad to have you. And thank you for those of you who've already given this show 130 thumbs ups. Thank you for that. I appreciate it. Keep them coming in. The chat now is open for members only. And thank you, members, for your loyalty to this channel. It is so much appreciated. We love you, and we're glad you're here. You are the backbone. You members are the backbone of this channel, and you are about 1.5% of the 90-odd thousand of you are the backbone of this channel, and that's typical for most channels that have memberships. Usually, about 1 to 1.5% of the viewers are or subscribers are members. They go that extra mile to really help the YouTuber out. For us, for Jennifer and I don't have to worry about whether YouTube is selling ads on my show or not. I don't have to worry about what the ad rates are so much. What I need to worry about, and all I want to worry about, is just delivering a product to my viewers, to my members, that I can answer their questions in plain English as best I can, and guide them along this crazy thing we call the stock market, and hopefully steer you in the right direction, and hopefully you make money, and away we go. So thank you, all of you who are members and recurring members, returning members. Love you. We appreciate it. Cheers to all of you around the world, from Creston, BC for now, soon to be Calgary, Alberta, and then other points as Jennifer and I become nomads and start traveling. There we go. A little bit of diet caffeine-free Coke to get me started. Fantastic. Mayman, Bruce, appreciate your plain English explanations. Wondering your thoughts on monthly dividend stocks. You know, I don't have any. I don't follow any of these kinds of issues. It's not in my, never been in my wheelhouse, so I can't give you a, I can't give you a deep dive discussion on it. Most stocks I know pay dividends. When they do pay dividends, it's usually once a quarter, every 3 months. It's a lot cheaper for a company to do a dividend once every 3 months than every month. It's just a lot less expensive to do so. The good news for corporate America, publicly traded companies, in the last 40 years, is we've gone away from the paper market to the digital market. Everything's gone digital, and the digitization of the stock market actually started in the late 60s, and it really got into the 70s. Really took off into the 70s, when the New York Stock Exchange and the Nasdaq came around to be computer trading only, and now they began to clear certificates, trades. They started doing digitally. They phased out the physical stock certificate transactions with simply digital, and that took quite a number of years to pull off. A lot of money invested, but a big return at the end, because now all brokerage companies that exist now, their staff makeup is completely different than what it was when I started in the business. When I started in the stock market in 78, 79, everything was paper, and we had every brokerage branch, each branch had back office staff. I mean, it wasn't just head office, each branch. And when I was managing a branch for a Toronto-based company, we were in Calgary. I had my operations manager who had 4 or 5 employees when I first started there. We had our receptionist, of course. Then we had our salespeople, and then we had we had our desk trader and a few other assistants. By the time I finished my tenureship at that branch, I had gone from like 5 salespeople when I started to about 25 salespeople. And at 25 salespeople, I had 20 support staff to handle 25 salespeople. To give you an idea of how much personnel we needed per salesperson, 20 staff for 25 salespeople. Today, if you went into a branch office, if you could find one, I would bet you that there would be 35 staff, sales staff, and maybe 10 support, if that. It's really come down dramatically because the amount of paper that has to be pushed around is so different. Trades now are entered by the brokers themselves, right at their stations or by their assistants. And we've eliminated the need, or the industry has eliminated the need of a lot of paper. It's all now digital, and all calls are recorded between client and broker and assistant and the office, so that if any client said, "I didn't say that," go to the machine, listen to what you said. It's all recorded now. Back in my day, it wasn't recorded because the technology existed, but it was just not necessary, and it would have been prohibitively expensive. But it came into effect in the 2000s, and that's when it all started. But everything went digital. It really dramatically changed. When I left the securities business, the last time I was in it as an offshore guy in 2000, about 2000 or so, when I was actually in as a broker. In those days, I would phone my orders in directly to my trading desk and talk to the desk trader personally. I didn't have to give the order to anybody, which I found very handy because I was quite happy to enter my own trades, having been the branch manager of a firm and used to deal with floor traders directly. I didn't have a problem with it, but now it's all on computer. It's incredible how it's all changed. Different world entirely. But this monthly dividend thing and quarterly dividend thing, back in the day when I started, a dividend payout, a quarterly dividend payout was a big deal. It was a huge paperwork nightmare because every branch office had to make sure that all of the clients in this firm that owned, let's say, IBM shares, they had to know exactly who owned how many shares of IBM. Then a check would arrive or a deposit would arrive from head office. That would be the IBM dividend deposit. And then that money had to be divvied out to each account in our firm by my operations manager. He had to double check the master lists in our branch. And in head office, our head guy, the top guy over there, he had to check. He and his staff had to check all the branches for every client for the entire firm. And that was all manually done. Unbelievable. It was just so labor intensive. But in those days, 4 or 5% yield was that was money. That was big money. Some clients had 1,000 shares. They were getting $1,200 every 3 months. Well, mortgage payments were $1,200 a month, or $700 a month, or $500 a month. I mean, these were mortgage payments. It was a big deal and had to be done on time. And that was the other crunch. Every week we had dividends coming in. We had to handle, the record dates and the settlement dates and the disputes and yeah, it's unbelievable. So yeah, so I don't have any other answer for you on this. Good evening, Bruce Man. Hello there. Thank you for being here. Let's go. Purple Haze is saying, low volume with multiple aligning technical indicators seems to allude to some large volatility and price action in the near future. Signs are pointing bullish, but you never know. That's true. You think it's all going one direction, and it just turns on a dime. John Van, no, not true on GameStop volume. Oscar, backbone. You have my backbone. You guys, you're my backbone. Bill, so manage. I just sell and buy. 2 minutes, all done. Nelson, this is the only channel I pay for. Love Uncle Bruce and Auntie Jen. Thank you guys. Thank you very much for your support. It's It's incredible. I love it. Me too, Nelson. Ditto, says Purple Haze. Uncle Bruce, why is there no expiry date between October 15 and the 19th November? Um, um, it depends on the options market is created based on demand and on volumes. So as companies mature and stick around longer, their shareholder base grows, options become more popular amongst, and so the Chicago Board of Trade will authorize or will allow additional expiry dates to appear on new issues. And so at the very beginning, you might only have an expiry every couple of months, maybe every 6 months or every 3 months. You may also have exercise prices that are quite wide, but eventually become tighter. Eventually you get to weeklies, but at the beginning you start at quarterlies, probably quarterlies, then monthlies, then you go to weeklies. That's usually the pattern. Some go more than that, but on stocks, you eventually reach weeklies. Aspire Global secures order to provide satellite weather data for National Oceanic, Oceanographic, and Oceanic Administration. Yeah, I can't pronounce that, but Michael, yeah, we read that this morning. We heard about that, and that's positive news for sure. The Aspire stock is up 2 cents, holding a gain today, but nothing incredible here. Sextera, by the way, up 14 now to 8.89. Turned the corner. Smart Rent up a penny. 23andMe down 17. Matterport 16.15, holding that $16 price, up 3 cents on the day. GameStop 214.95, up 5.75 at the moment. That's where we're at. SoFi at 14.10. Best money I'll ever spend. Hoping to buy some classes next week. Long live the Bruce. Thank you, Nelson. Thank you so much. Rob, hey Bruce, I bought ME as a SPAC. Average price 10.06, just a couple hundred shares. Stock sitting 8.52. Should I sell for 1,700 and take a $300 loss and buy 5 times 750 January 23 calls for $3? Should I do that instead? So if you give up the stock at 8.52, you turn into 500 shares of leverage at 750, but you're paying 250 premium, or am I right? Where are we at? 23, 850. Sorry, you're paying $2 premium, I guess, because they're worth $1 book value right now. Should I do that is the question. Now, if the shares go to 10.06 again, you're even on your investment, right? And there's no time limit on your investment. Where if the shares go to $10, these contracts will have a 250 book value plus a premium value. Now the premium might not be $2 anymore; it might be $1, because the more a contract, an option contract, is in the money, the lower the time premium seems to me to be. In the money contract usually has lower time premium than an out of the money contract. In a certain, well, no question about that. But in any event, the more you get in, the lower it is. So the question is, if the shares go to 10, what will the contracts be trading for? Will they be trading for 350 or 375? In other words, the shares go up $1.50 here, and you only move up 50 cents in value or so on your contracts. That's a $250 gain. Whereas your stock goes up $1.50, you have a $300 gain. So the first $250 you get back, you make more money holding the stock, even though you only have 200, than buying these contracts, because you're paying so much money for the premium over the thing. Now, if the shares go from 10 to 12.50 to 15, then the question is, which one is the best one to have now? Because if you've got 200 shares and they go from 10 to 12.50, you're up another $2.50, $500 gain. If the contracts now are in the money, they're trading at say $3 or $3.50. The stock goes from 10 to 12.50. Now the contracts are 5 in the money, a plus premium. They're worth at least $6 each. So you'll have certainly gained another $250 on the contracts. Now you're making more money on the contracts. So my advice to you at the moment, hold the stock for now. Don't sell the stock until the stock reaches $10 a share. At that point in time, take a look at these 750s. Even if the 750s are at 350 or $3.75, they're a better buy now. But let's be sure that when the shares reach the $10 mark, they don't get there on like a little one of those. That they march their way up there over time, and they've got a solid base. There might be news behind it that really drives the story and so on, so that you move yourself back into that $10 level. If you then sell the shares, you're getting $2,000 break even, and you roll the $2,000 into calls, which might be you might end up with 5 of them. You might, but you're going to end up with 5 of them at that point in time. Now, if that's a week from now, great, okay, great. But if it's 2 months from now, you might be looking at buying April's, not January calls. That's the thing I would caution you on, because we're about to enter September, all right? We have September, October, November, December, 4 months plus so many days in January, right? But if this takes a month and a half for this to happen, where the shares go to 10 finally, you won't be up very much money on your contracts. As a matter of fact, if it takes 2 months for the stock to go to 10.06, just to be on the conservative side, let's say it takes that long, I hope it doesn't, but it does, your calls are going to lose premium between now and 2 months from now. In theory, you might have yourself a $10 stock, a $2.50 book value contract, but it's trading at $3, $3.25. Why? Because it's only got a couple of months of life left in it. That is where you're not making any money. You put all your money into a contract that is expiring no matter what, and it's not gaining on you, even though the stock has gone up a couple of bucks a share. So I would wait for the stock to go to 10, 15, 10, 20 first. Keep an eye on the ratio, but you might want to look at April contracts and get 4 750s, or maybe you can get 5 $10 contracts at that point, or 7 10s. That might be the strategy. So I wouldn't make a move right now. Something to think about, though. Socius, thank you for this Scandinavian kroner donation. 20. Thanks for being you, Bruce. Well, thank you for being you. I appreciate that. Those of you who've made donations today, you guys have just gone above and beyond, and I thank you. Thank you very much. It's helping with the moving fund, I'll tell you that. Let's see. To buy 100 Matterport or SoFi, that's my dilemma. Well, there's your call. 14.14 on SoFi, Matterport 16.24. It's funny how the two were the same. We're competing with each other for going over 15 at the same time, and now Matterport is up here and SoFi has gone down here. It just blows my mind. SoFi is so much larger, it's so much more valuable, so much of a bigger company than Matterport, but there aren't as many shares on Matterport, and so there you go. All right, let's see. Matterport, says John. Matterport. John, I don't know. I don't own yet, but big upside as SoFi is a big what if. Let's see. I'm lots of people do. I don't want to get out of ME because I like the deal, but I'm wondering if leveraging 5 is a better way to go. Yeah, and again, I see what you're saying now too. You're talking about. Oh, I just noticed you're talking about January 2023, not 2022. Okay, that does help you. That extra year might be your impetus to make the move. Yeah, now it's not such a bad move as it would have been for 2022. I wouldn't have recommended for January 2022, but I could see it for 2023 making some sense. So. Fair enough. Yeah, there you go. John Ben, I have 160 SoFi, 0 Matterport, which has a lot of good bull run for the last 5 days. That's the way this is. Nelson, me too. GameStop is the way. Show your love for Uncle B, says Mallow. Rob, me too. Hope he gives you more than a well you could, you should, could. Laugh out loud. My cost base is a little higher at 1071, so I'm down 440. Again, if you're going to go into 2023 contracts, that's a different animal. Yeah, that I could see that making sense, but not for 2022. All right, Purple Haze, more. Both Matterport and SoFi are consolidating. SoFi more predictable, Matterport more volatile. Depends on your exit strategy. We have just got here. Thumbs in. Thank you, DQ, for coming in here. Let's see. Ciao, Bruce. How you doing? Uncle B, is it typical for option buyers to only exercise on the last day? Thursday, Friday, or if one writes an option and does not want to be exercised, how much can he wait? Grazie from Italy, Flavo. If you're buying a contract, you're buying call contracts, and you're wondering about being no, let me stop right there. You are writing call contracts and you're worrying about being exercised. Okay. If you are writing in the money contracts, your odds of getting exercised are very, very high, 99.99%. If you are buying call contracts as an investment, as a capital investment to try to get a capital gain, your best bet is always to sell the contract, never exercise it, because you bought it to make money on the contract. Sell it to make money. Take your losses, move on, just get out. But it is very normal in the last week that options are in the money, they start getting exercised. It is normal. If they do get exercised, they will. But I don't recommend any of you as retail investors get into the exercising game. If you're going to play options, just buy them and sell them and try to make a gain on them. That's how I do it. We have 14 minutes to go. We're down 31 points on the Dow. We're down 4.8 on S&P, and we're down 6 on NASDAQ right now. So there you have it. John Van, I promise we still read you without without exclamation marks, laugh out loud. Okay, who's holding Smart at 12.49 all freaking day long after a big price share drop at the open? That cannot be normal. Yes, no. Uncle Brew with sad volume. This is another buyout possibility. Is that why? What's going on? So the Smart Technologies have been sitting around 12.48, 12.49 ever since this morning. I have no idea. I do not know why and how this is happening. I can't answer this question. 504,000 shares. I wish I knew myself. If I hear anything, I'll let you know. Purple Haze, very good simple explanation of those two stocks. Bruce, if someone came in to an unexpected decent amount of money, how would you recommend they split it between shares and calls, etc.? Well, if you came into a decent amount of money, you want to be diversified. You don't want to be in one basket. That would make sense to me. But I don't know what decent money is. If decent money is more than 100,000, then I would want to have maybe 4 particular holdings at the very least, 25,000 per. But others will say no more than 10% in any one deal. You're going to have 10 different things, and it might be 3 very conservative, 3 long-term hold, 3 growth, and 3 small. That might be the way. Some you're going to use to haul in dividends only. Some you're going to use to haul in dividends and write call options against it. Some you're going to just write call options against it for income, and others you're going to buy speculative stock for stock only, or combination of stock and contracts. It all depends. It depends on your age. It depends on your needs. Are you living off of this money? Is this going to be your retirement? Is this your retirement? Do you have children? Do you have dependents? I mean, if I were your broker, I'd be asking a million questions. Larry, number 1, I hate post offices. Number 2, I hate post offices. Number 3, I hate post offices. Number 4, hi everybody. Number 5, no, I'm not sending you more Yoko. Rob, don't sell at a loss. Just wait it out. Malo, don't hate me, but I'm hoping GameStop drops below 200 so I can buy 10 more shares. 214.82 up 562 on the GameStop right now. That's where we're at. 46.37 on AMC up 304. Matterport 16.20 up 8 cents. Oh man. Thumbs up. Thank you everybody. I agree 100%, says Nelson with Michael. Hey Larry. All right, who else is here? Let's see. Beach Boy. Hi, Uncle Bruce. Before it took off, I wrote GameStop September 10, 165s and 170s covered calls for 1450, 1270. They will be exercised for sure, won't they? Yes, they will. Any thoughts? Thanks. Thumbs up for the Bruce guys. Yes, they will. So I would recommend what you do is buy back your 165s and 170s, turn right around and write new contracts that will go into October or later at higher prices, higher exercise prices. So if you can do a rollover, it's called a rollover. I would look at doing a rollover. Let me just double check here. I'll see if we I might even look into January just for the heck of it here. What we're looking for here is a contract where you are writing out of the money contracts. That's what we want for big premiums. That's what I'm looking for this. All right. So at the moment, I have to take a look at the September 10 contract. So let me kind of come back in here. Party Moiro. Here we go. Okay. September 10. 165s are about $54. 170s are $51. Okay, so let's call them around $50 ballpark. That's what's going to cost to buy these back. Okay, so we now need to write contracts that can bring in more than that money, more than that. Now, if Januaries are being written, all right, let me see here again, the list here, January 21st. Okay, if you're writing $220 contracts, you're going to get almost $60. If you're going to write two 30s, you're going to bring in about $56. If you're writing two 40s, you can bring in about $53. Those are the three that I would look at. I would look at writing two 40s. And the reason is what you're paying to buy back those contracts, 165, 70s, you're going to get back by selling these contracts. Now, the shares in the next week or two or three, just kind of look forward a little bit here. If they are going to range here from 210 to 220 or 210 to 230, 210 to 240 maybe, I don't know. Just what if in the next 2 weeks they range in this range, 215, 220, 225, but then they back off to 200 for a while, just back to 200. These 240 contracts will drop $20. And that's where you buy them back. You might buy them back at 30. Now, another thought is, you've got time now to decide how to play this. You write these contracts, take in the money, you've rolled them over, and the shares do what they do. And in the next month, a week or two after earnings come out, for whatever reason, the shares go to 185. They just go there for like a day. They reach 185. These 240s are going down to $25. That's when you buy them back. And now you sit back, you keep the $25 you got, and you sit back, and then you watch as the shares come back to 190, 195, 200, and now you write 1 week, 2 week contracts, 3 week contracts, 210s, and here we go again. And you're back in business. That's how I would look at this right now. That's how I would look at this. No matter what the price is, even at 215, don't worry about it. Buy the contracts back you wrote because you're buying them at basically book value. Take them back and now write out of the money contracts that are all premium and write the Januaries. Take the big fat $50, $52 right now. Take that money and put that in your account. Sit on it because you're going to buy those $50 contracts back, hopefully, one of two ways. The stock does nothing and they depreciate. The stock fluctuates and has a down dip and you jump in and buy them back. Or the shares slowly move up, but over the next 2 months, the shares get into the 220, 25 range and just can't seem to go any further for a while. These will naturally deteriorate in price. They're 240s. They're out of the money. And they will begin to give up $5 here, $5 there, $5 there. Time will eat them up. Time will eat them alive. But in the next week or two or three, we get a dip to 185, 190 or 200 or something like that, a $20, $25, $30 dip, which can happen on this stock. We all know it. These contracts will give up $20, $30, and you can scoop them back for half or less than half what you paid for them. Keep the other cash in your account, $30 a share in your account. You only spent 20 to buy them back, or you spent 30 to buy them. You keep 20 in your account for each one you wrote. Thank you very much. There you go. All right. Has he mentioned PayPal yet? I came in a little late. I mentioned PayPal this morning a lot. I've been watching the PayPal story that broke yesterday about them wanting to create a platform, a trading platform. SoFi, my hunch or my wonderment is, would it possibly be that SoFi could be a takeover target? And could it actually be PayPal? Or could it be somebody else? Could it be a much larger company? SoFi has one big thing we're waiting for. The one big development. The bank charter. We're waiting for that to come through. We heard September, roughly. We heard September. Tomorrow's September. Tomorrow's the beginning of September. We find out this month if something clicks or not. That alone, just that move alone, in my opinion, you add 50% price to this stock. That'll add $7 a share to the stock. Personally, that's what I think will happen. The street will go, oh, they got the charter now. This transforms this company dramatically. Now, if they're a takeover target and they've got the charter, you can now double the price. And that'll take you to $45, $50 a share. That's if that were to happen. Just my thought. It's funny that the price floor is close to 200 now, and it was $40 less than a year ago, and like $2 the year before. I will never trust mainstream news media again for saying the stock is worthless. And Beach Boy, isn't September 9th the day for financials? So scary. Larry, Dana, not now, but I was. Larry saying I took a good 45 minutes and 3 times thought through the line, had to send documents to Spain as fast as possible. Oh no. Let's see. Let's go. Okay. Where are we at right now? More comments. So I'm trying to catch up to you guys. Hang on a second here. I'm going to do this. I've got to do that. Hang on. Oh my gosh. All right, everybody. Thank you. Let's go. Hey, Bruce, thanks for your advice. Just FYI, it's a year and a half to January 2023. I think you were reading it 2022. I was, and I apologize. But we did correct that. Okay. Yeah, Amber. Hey, sorry I'm late. My COVID symptoms came back with a vengeance today. It's the gift that keeps on giving. Don't get that virus, you guys. Don't get it. Please don't get it. Let's see. Let's see. Other comments. So sorry, feeling bad. Anti-PC says, you hang in there. Get better soon. Everyone's saying to you. John Van, I'm not worthy, so greedy, says Fanneville. I set my limit to 15, then went up, so I moved it to 15.50, and now it's 8.75. Oh no, You see now, your pigs get slaughtered. That's the story. Pigs get slaughtered. Yes, sometimes you've just got to take the deal. Now, the good news, your GameStop is coming up right now. It's moving. It's moving right now, 217. So. You might yet get out alive. I don't know. Oh my gosh. Thanks, Bruce. The advice on ME options versus shares was interesting and helped. Thank you. Let's see. Bless you, Jen. Jen sneezed a while ago. Someone saying bless you. Let's see. Oh man, I wrote some cover calls on IBM right at that little run up. Now stay put. Why IBM? Why? Let's see here. John Van, if you were to get me out now with a little green or a gambler tomorrow's morning, I don't think GameStop has any gas left. The T2 theory is wrong. Well, it's moving up, 218. It's moving up right now. Let's see here. Oh man. Let's see what's going on here. Let's see. Uncle Bruce, I have 14 23andMe 1250 calls for January 2022. Premium was 220. Bought when SPAC accepted. This is right off. But is there anything I can do to mitigate the loss? Selling now would be 80% loss on ME. The ME here, now that the deal is done, I think you sit tight. You sit tight. Don't move. Don't even twitch. Because the ME stock at any time can have a 250 day in one day. And it could take you to $11 in one day out of nowhere. Now, I'm not saying that you're going to make all your money back in one single day of trading. It might take a week of movement. And it could be that ME has a $2 a week rather than a $2 day. But this stock is a different animal now than it was before. It is not, the folks who are running this company are not satisfied where it is. Believe me, they're not. They're sitting on a mountain of money, a mountain of cash, and deals are imminent. Just wait it out. Just don't even twitch. Just sit there. Don't do anything. Malo, I could also be terribly wrong. GameStop is not a normal stock. It moves on feelings and fundamentals. Bruce, I'm thinking about buying Goldman Sachs call options, strike 360, that expire June 22. Or would you pick a different time frame? June 22 is good. Next summer, yep, that's quite all right. If you can get a 360, very good. The stock right now is Where are we here at 413? So you're buying way in the money, but you're not paying much premium, which I think is an excellent move. If you can afford to do it, I highly urge you and I commend you to do it. And between now and the end of the year, you'll have another earnings report coming out, of course, and early in the new year, you'll have another one. These shares are just so cheap. I mean, if they only go up $50 a share, only they go up $50 a share from here, you're going to get $49 of that $50 because of that contract's likely pricing. So yeah, by all means, go right ahead. A $49 gain on that contract, $4,900 gain. Thank you. That's just a $50 move. Yes. Evening, folks from Chris. Hi there. Let's see. Yep, Beach Boy. Roll them, roll them, roll them. Let's go. You got to roll them. That's what you should do. Okay. Let's see. DQ says, Mallow, you can always write a GameStop put at 200 if you want to be under 200. You want to buy under 200. That's right. Always write a put contract on GameStop, a $200 put contract. Good for a month or two. Take the premium and the money, and you're going to be paying a fraction of the price to buy that stock. Absolutely, a much lower price. If you can write, let me take a look here, September, let's go out to September 24 maybe. If you were to write a September 24 200, you would bring in $18 or so, about $19. So you'd be paying $181 for GameStop shares. And if the shares stay at this level and go higher, these contracts will expire worthless. You keep all $19. So hey, you're prepared to pay $200 in net, $181 net to buy the stock. Write the $200 put for September 24. You go further out, maybe let's see if we can go further out here. October, you can write an October 1st contract. You would be bringing in about $22.50 a contract for one contract, $22.50 a share. If you were to write an October the 8th, you would get $26 a share. You're now paying $174 for GameStop if you were to be exercised. You happy paying $174 for GameStop? Then there you go. ME calls are killing me. Expiring October 15. Bought a bunch at 105. Now at 10 cents. Ugh, I'm doomed, aren't I? October 15. What price are they? Are those 10s? What exercise? You're making me guess here, Nunya. If they're 10s, you still have a shot. 1250s may not, but I don't know what you got. Let's see. I have two $50 AMC calls for Friday. I was up $1. I was up $2.11. Now it's $1.58. I hear you there. Let me double check something else here. Come on over here, folks. Where are we at right now? We are we at the bell? We've closed already, haven't we? We've gone through the bell already. And we ended up with GameStop at 218.16, up 8.96 on the day. So if you haven't sold those contracts, Fenneville, you might well see what they can do for you tomorrow. You're still alive. Uncle Bruce, if I have two GameStop written calls that strike at 180, expiring 24 September and October 1, should I wait until the week before they expire to roll them over? You can do it anytime you want. If you feel that the shares have had a spike, let's say tomorrow morning, the shares in the first 2 hours reach $235 a share, just a really great run, but way too quick, too fast. If you do the rollover then, right there at that moment, at the peak, one, the contracts you're buying back, you're paying the top dollar for, obviously, but two, the contracts you're writing will be at top dollar. And the contracts you want to write could well be 250s or 300s, depending on how far out you were willing to write a contract for. So if you buy yours, let's say you have to buy yours back, you said 180s. Let's say they're worth $55 each because they're that far in the money. You're looking to write $55 contracts or higher for the other side. So you're going to look to write maybe $250 contracts for say 2 months, 3 months, even January's. Bring in, if you can, let's say you could bring in $75 and you buy back these for $55. or if you can bring in $60 and you buy for 55, sell for 60, you add $5 a share to your account, and you've locked in a new contract. You've written a new contract for 250. Now, the shares tomorrow go from 235, that high, and in the afternoon they're 215 again. We're back to where we are here, or we're 220. They've given up $15. Theoretically, you could just buy those 250s back at maybe $10 less than you sold them for. You sold them for 60, you can buy them for 50. Well, you added $5 to your account by writing $5 more expensive calls. Now you're adding $10 to your account because you're only spending 50 to buy back 60s, and you're ahead $15 a share, and you've got your stock. And now you're going to pick your next contract to write. Now, the next contract you write might only be a 1 month contract. You might only want to write a 3 or 4 week contract this next time around. The shares inch up to 225, 230 again. You write now 240s or 250s for only 2 or 3 weeks, not 3 or 4 months, because you don't have a rollover anymore. You've taken care of the rollover. That might be a way to play this. All right, so just look into all kinds of ideas that way. The options market can be very complicated. What the call? 220. Let's see. Roll them now or wait for it to pop, leading to earnings to get more premium. Listen to her. She knows what she's talking about now. She didn't know anything about this 3 months ago, but she knows what she's talking about now. Yes. Someone studied. Uncle Bruce, I have 10 times 7.5 ME calls expiring September 17. Any ideas? Well, you got 750 calls. Good news, you're in the money. That's the only good news I have for you. What you need now is a $1 run, 150 run to get you to $10, and then you've got some value here. That's what you need. If the shares reach 850, well, they're 850. They reach 950 here. Roll them over if you want to still be involved in calls. Then sell these and pick up some, Decembers or Januaries. You may have to put a little more money into them, or only sell 10 to buy 5. And you're still long, but give yourself time. When it hit 220, the 215 call was 1475. Oh man! Fenderville, I don't know. What can I say? You're learning a lot about the option market, aren't you? Okay. Let's see. Let's see what's going on. Bruce is so far behind. I'm way behind. I want to get up with your messages here. I want to read your questions and be on top of this. But I think I'm catching up to you now. Uncle B in the GameStop right. GameStop B, Uncle B in the GameStop right put 200. You got to buy the shares if it goes below 200 only, correct? Sorry, I get confused sometimes. Yeah, so if you are writing a put contract on GameStop at $200, the shares right now are at 217 or whatever, 218 final trade tonight. The shares are higher than the $200 contract exercise price on the put. You're obligated to pay $200 a share if someone makes you pay $200 a share. Well, no one's going to make you pay $200 a share if they can get 217 on the open market. If they're 218 on the open market, you're not getting them at 200, right? Right. So if you write the call and you bring in $20 up front for writing it, your $20 is in your account sitting there. You have enough money to buy 100 shares at $200 a share. In theory, you only need $180 a share because you've got 20 given to you by the person who sold you the put. You wrote it, right? So you got $20 in your hand. You need 180 more to pay $200 total to buy the stock. But if the stock's at 218, you're not going to get the stock at 200. You get to keep the 18. You get to keep the $20 net to you. So yes, that's why you write an out of the money put contract. So if you want to write the 200, you'll bring in that $20 level. Again, it depends on which one you're writing, what series you're writing. The further out you go, the more you're going to get. So if you're going to go to January 2022 and you write a January 21st $200 put contract, you can bring in on games. This is GameStop, no less. On GameStop, you can bring in $51 right now, cash. Think about this, okay? You're prepared to write a put contract on GameStop for January coming up. This is January this year, 2022, coming up. So if you're prepared to pay $200 for GameStop, a option buyer will give you about $52 a share. Means that you have to come up with 148 bucks. Can you come up with $148 to buy 100 shares of GameStop between now and January? If you have the money now, you can write this put contract. If the shares don't go under $200 a share, you will not be exercising. But even if it did go under $200 a share, let's say it went to $190 and you did get exercised. You had to buy the stock. You don't care. You're going to pay $200 for the stock. Remember, you got 50 bucks in your hand, roughly 50 already, okay? You only need to come up with 150 more. All right, so you put up 150 bucks plus the 50 you got for writing the contract. You buy the stock. It's trading at 190. Okay, you only paid 150 for it. They gave you $50 in cash to sell them the put contract. You're up 40 bucks. You can now just sell the stock on the open market for $190 and pocket the 40 bucks that you got out of the 50 you got from the contract. So why not write a put contract for January for 51 bucks a pop right now? Think about that. You can write a 180 and bring in about 30, almost 40 bucks for a 180. If you don't want to pay 180, you don't want to pay 200, you're prepared to pay 180. How about, here's 40 bucks. You're now going to pay 140 for it if you get exercised until January. Stock stays over 180 until then, you keep all $40. If the shares stay at $200 a share, $210 a share, and 3 months from now, it's November, it's December, this contract won't be trading at 40 bucks anymore. It's only got a month to live. It's going to be trading at 10, 12 bucks. You can buy it back for 10, 12, keep the difference. Theoretically, you can make money on GameStop without the shares moving 1 inch between now and next January. And you can make all kinds of money by writing puts. Now, you want to write the 210s, you get $59. You write the 200s, you get $52. You write the 190s, you'll get 46 bucks. If you want to write the 180s, you'll get 40. You want to write the 170s, you'll get 35. You write the 160s, you'll get about 30 bucks. Write the 150s, you'll get $25 a share. Write a 150 put contract, you'll get $25 a share right now, which means you're paying $125 for the stock if you get exercised at 150. The stock's got to drop from 218 under 150 for you really to be exercised. In the meantime, here's $25 for 4 months of your time. How much money have you got to be able to buy GameStop shares? Can you rustle up enough to buy 1,000 shares? You could buy 1,000 shares of GameStop at 150 bucks a share. It's 150 grand. It's a lot of money. But if you could scrape up 150 grand, you'd have enough margin to write 10 call contracts at $2,500 each. You'd bring in $25,000 in cash right now to sit on your hands like this until January. And if the shares don't go down to 150, you keep all $25,000 on your $150,000 pledge to buy the stock. And even if you had to buy the stock, you're buying GameStop at 125. Now, let's say you did have to do that. The stock backed off. It came down, it came down, it came down, it came down. All the dips in the world, it kept coming and kept coming, and now you have to buy GameStop for 150 bucks a share. You've got 25 on hand. You're only paying 125 net, right? But let's say you paid 150 for it. You know what you do now? You turn around and write a 6-month call contract on that stock for 175 a share for 50 bucks a share. You're now bringing 50 bucks cash in again on the 150 a deal. You paid 125 for it. You just brought in 50 bucks cash. You're into the stock for 75 bucks a share. That's it. And if the stock goes back up and you get taken out, you get taken out at 175. Well, you just bought the stuff at 125. You're up 50 bucks a share plus the premiums. Thank you very, very much. You're making a ton of money. That's the advantage of this stock. It's one of the things about this stock. It's incredible. It is just incredible. But Karim, I hear you. You can be confused sometimes. Let's see. My Matterport January 15 call is still a bit down, even though it's in the money. Clearly, I overpaid, but is it still worth holding on to, or should I just raise it, rinse it, and wait for a lower entry? No, I'd hang on to it. Matterport is beginning to show us signs of life, signs of much better life. We hit 1660 today. Tomorrow, the stock could be 1750 at any time. Next week, it could be 18 to 20 bucks. This stock is clearly being chased, being acquired, being bought, it's being discovered. 2.4 million shares traded. The volumes are rising. You don't want to sell this contract right now. You have until January on these contracts. You got another month before you even have to think about anything right now. The shares go to 1750, 1850. You've got a $3 to $5, $6 contract on your hands. You're going to make money. So now sit back and let it run. Oh, thanks, Uncle Bruce. I'm also writing a poor man's contract on the Goldman Sachs that I just bought, and now I own Goldman Sachs 360 June 22, and I sold a September 430 at 231. Now you're talking. You are now doing it. This is what I am loving to see. This is what I love to see. You're picking off this contract, this Goldman Sachs contract that's in the money. I love this move. This is brilliant. You're paying, what did you pay? What, $60, $55, $60 for the contract? You're putting up $6,000, and you're bringing in $231 on it right now for September 17th, a couple of weeks. I love this. And you wrote a 430. I love it. That's a $17 gain if you get taken out, right? $17 plus the 231. That's a $19.30 gain if the stock goes up to that level. I love this move. I love your move on this. This is brilliant. If the shares go up $10 a share and this contract dies, or you buy it back at a quarter, 30 cents, you turn around and now start writing for 440s, 450s. Yes, you do. And you will you will gain as the stock goes up in value. Your contract, your 360 is going up in value. Thank you very much. And you're bringing in premium on top of that. Now that is called making money, double the money. I love this move. You didn't have to put up 100 times $400 a share. You didn't have to do it. $41,000? No, you put up $6,000 instead. For $6,000, you're writing call options on Goldman Sachs. Gold standard stock. I love this move. Absolutely beautifully done. You must have watched a class or two, or have taken a class or two. Nicely done. All right. Nicely done. All right. Where are we going to go here? Oh man. What else we got here? What else have we got? Here we go. Okay. Let's see. It's never going to get down to 150. The only downside is you have committed 15 grand cash in there. That's right. And the fact is that if you commit $15,000 cash to write a put, a 150 put until January 2022, which is what, 4 months? You're going to bring in $2,500 on your money for 4 months. What's the return on that? What's the percentage return on 15 grand, $2,500? That's like 17% money. 17% on your money between now and January. Hey, if you can do this 3 times a year, every 4 months you can do this. 3 times a year you can bring in $2,500. That's $7,500 cash coming in every year on your 15 grand. Where can you get 50% returns like that? That's nice. That is nice. Beautiful. Can I borrow 150 grand? Well, those of you who have home equity, you can easily get your hands on 150,000. You can then do a $25,000 deal like this. Absolutely. And you don't have to go all the way up to January if you don't want to. You can do October's, you can do whatever. Pick the price you want to go at. But yes, there are possibilities here. All right. Okay, bye for now, says John Van. See y'all tomorrow morning. Bye, NTPC. Good luck tomorrow morning, Fenville. You have a good one, John. You take care. Have a great night yourself. Thank you for being here tonight. Let's see. When writing puts, you freeze your money until the expiration or until you buy back. It is a good idea, but there is an opportunity cost that you can't buy something else in the meantime. Yes, that means you can't lose money in anything else. Remember also, depending on the firm you're using, a number of brokerage firms will say, okay, you need a margin account to do this transaction. With a margin account, you don't need 100% of the money for the stock. We only need half the money. You're committing to buy GameStop for $150 a share in this example I was talking about, this put contract, writing the put. You need to commit 150 bucks. Margin, you only need 75. So for 75,000 now, you can write 10 contracts. So you put up 75,000 of your money to bring in $25,000 of premium money. This is a 1/3 return on your actual capital. You're not borrowing the other 75,000 yet. You only borrow the other 75,000 when you are exercised, and only if you are exercised. Now, the shares go up to 275 on a nice little run one day or 1 week. You wrote $150 put contracts when the stock was 218. The stock goes to 275 or whatever it does. You know what those puts are going to be trading at? Way less than half what you sold them for. You can probably buy them back for $10 now. In other words, you brought in $25,000, you spend $10,000 to buy them back, and you're out of the position. You netted out 15 grand on 75,000. That's 20% return. And what are you going to do now? Well, you might take a look at writing $200 put contracts because the stock's at 275. Now, the other end, you might go, nah, I don't think I want to do that. I think I might write 175s, but I won't write 200s because I've seen the stock come back, you know. So you might write 175s for January, the same time frame again. And you bought these per 10, you write the 175s, maybe you can get 20 for those. 25 for those. You do it again. There's that. All righty. Does anyone here write poor uncovered calls using Fidelity? British Shilling says, no, I'm just a poor man. That's all I am. Uncle Bruce, how much margin you need depends on the platform and the security. Some platforms require 100% margin while writing puts on GameStop. I agree. DQ, you're absolutely right. And that's why you have to check with your firm. Fenneville, Uncle B, I do have 25,000 cash after selling covered call on GameStop last week. Should I write a put on GameStop, or should I just wait out to use that cash to buy back my shares? Well, you see, this dry powder you have is allowing you to buy back your calls anytime you want, depending on what the stock does. The ones that you wrote, whether if the shares stay here, don't go any further, or if they start backing off or whatever as time goes by. Or you can use the capital to write a put contract, or at least one anyway, on GameStop if you wanted to. You could write put contracts that expire like next week or the week after, like very short term, 2-3 weeks only, in and around this 210 neighborhood or something like that. But again, you're looking for a contract that's going to depreciate with time dramatically. You can look for a put contract that gives you some kind of a premium if you are exercised. There's a lot to consider, all right? September 10 contract, if you were to write a 210 September 10 put, you would bring in about $16.50, $1,650. But you're committing to buy the stock at $21,000 less the $1,600. So you're going to pay $194 for the stock, but only till next Friday. So there's that. On the other hand, if you wanted to write a $200 call and go another week out, $200 put, go another week out, you could go a $200 put when you bring in maybe $1,550, $200 put for September 17. If you wrote, I'm not sure what a 210 would go for because I don't see one offered here, but a 220 is 26. So I would imagine a 210, if it exists, is about $2,200. Then you're committing to pay $188 for the stock. But you may want to look at really short-term puts. You may want to write a put that lasts no more than a week and a half, maybe a week, and bring in $8-10 a week per call or per put. So if you can bring $800,000 in per week on a put option that expires effectively expires worthless or goes from 15 down to 10 or 15 to 5 or 15 to 3 or something like that. You want to really score those kinds of depreciating puts. You might write a 3-week put that you buy back with a week and a half to go. You might play that angle as well. It all depends on the shrinkage of the value of the contract. Lots to consider here. So much homework to do. It never ends. It just goes from one to another to another. Give Bruce thumbs ups. Thank you, everybody. Well, at this rate, we might see 230 tomorrow. We may or we may not. We might see 190 tomorrow. I don't know. I wish I could tell you. I don't know. Anyway, way to go, you guys. Some of you folks are doing some really interesting trading, and I commend you for it. Poor man calls. I love the strategy of poor man covered calls. Get a call deep in the money, with very little premium on it. Good length of lifetime left on it, and then write covered calls against it. I love this strategy. I really do. Friendville, Mirko, thanks. I don't think I have that option with Fidelity. Thank you, sir, says Friendville. You are welcome. You're welcome. Fun times. Never a dull moment. We closed with a Dow losing 39 points today. S&P down 6, NASDAQ down 6. No new record set today on the S&P or NASDAQ today. No new record. Okay. Oil down 69 cents a barrel. Final trade is where we're at right there. All right. What else is going on here? We're up. Let me just double check my machine here. GameStop trading now in the aftermarket at 218.57, up 33 cents right now. We ended up with SoFi at 14.18, down a penny on the day. We're at 14.17 now, so we had a no-brainer today on SoFi. ATIP closed out at 4.30 a share, up 15 cents a share. And that's exactly where it is on the aftermarket. 990,000 shares traded. Nice to see the ATIP inching higher. AMC closed at 380, up at 47.13. It's now 47.63 in the aftermarket, up 50 cents. Looking good on AMC right now. Matterport down 1 penny on the day, 16.11, trading at 16.03 on the after. ME 860, 865 on the aftermarket. It lost 8 cents today. Smart Rent up a penny, 12.49. That's exactly where it closed at. Rocket Lab 10.03, 10.04 unchanged. Spire 963, up 26 cents with a late surge in the last half an hour. In the last half hour, we went from 940 a share, 945 a share to 963 with 65,000 volume. That's all, just 65,000 volume. Spire moved up nicely. Sextera 886 final trade, up 11 cents, 179,000 shares. So a couple of these went a little bit higher. IBM ended up gaining $1.37 to 140.34. Aftermarket IBM is at 141, up 66 cents. We have IBM moving up for some reason 66 cents in the aftermarket. Heartbreaker that it is. Vanek lost $2. Home Depot lost 92 cents. Microsoft up down $1.71. Apple down $1.29. Tesla up $4.80. Bed Bath & Beyond lost 90 cents. BlackBerry up 20 cents. Royal Caribbean ended up with a gain of 84 cents a share at 82.73. High of the day 83.42. Low of the day 81.45. Right in the middle 82.73. We'll see how the stock does tomorrow. Amazon up $49 today. Facebook down $1.28. Google down 15 cents. Not much going on. Cisco down 11 cents to 59.02. Goldman up $1.91, 413.51. Love the strategy of poor man covered calls on Goldman Sachs. I love that strategy. Just love it. Right on, guys. There you have it. Those are the main stocks we're following here on the day today. A most interesting pattern of trading as usual. And what can I say? AMC did well today. I agree, Bill. It did do well today. DQ says, Fenville, GameStop wheel won't be a choice at Fidelity. It's a strategy that you use. You write a put, get exercised. Write a call, get exercised. Write a put, round and around. Mirko, Fenville, GameStop, Brad Finn has a nice vid on the wheel strategy here on YouTube, about 15 minutes long. Bill is saying GameStop 219 right now. I'm showing it at 218.87. So right up there, 218.87. It's looking good, up 63 cents. Of course, IBM moves now. I just wrote calls. I just wrote calls on IBM. Of course it goes up. Yeah, of course. DQ, me too. Me too. They've been waiting for us. They're sucking us in, those guys. They're sucking us in. IBM is a heartbreaker. 219.15 on GameStop now, up 91 cents on 46,000 aftermarket volume right now. Oh my. Fenville, if you're still long that contract, you might be getting out tomorrow at a nice price. Let's see what happens. I don't know what your position is. I don't know if you sold it or not. Zach Spire took a nice pop at the end of the day. Perhaps the news about a NOAA contract. That should have happened, a long time ago. It didn't trade any volume today. So Zach, I don't know what to say about this. Mike, I'm taking my dividend and going home. It could be, Zach, that there might be write-ups about the stock tonight, about the contract they got with NOAA. That could give it a good opening tomorrow. So, Benville, DK, oh, thanks. I didn't know that term since I've been doing that, going from 500 shares to 800 shares since January. Right on. No, Uncle Sonos, not yet, sir. I have not sold them. Okay, you got it. Okay. So if the shares want to open up at 225, 230 tomorrow, you can take more than $15. Now you're talking. So let's see what happens. Let's see what it gives you. Time will tell. Cheers to all of you out there in YouTube land around the world who are here with me tonight, this afternoon, this evening, wherever you are. If you see the nice donation, you know that I cashed them out. I love it when my clients make money. I love it when my viewers make money. I shouldn't be calling you clients. You're viewers. I just love it when viewers make money. I think it's great. Anyway, we'll see what happens. Fun times. Calling it a night, all, says Chris. Take care, folks. Hope tomorrow's a green day across the board. Chris, I think I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to call it a night, too. I'm going to say thank you, everybody, for being with me today. And Jennifer, we love having you here. And we appreciate all your kind words. These donations you make to us just blow us away all the time. We thank you for that. We appreciate those of you who have become members, those of you who are becoming sponsors. Keep coming on board the train. We love it. And we're looking forward to having you join us when we start our nomad life. 251 thumbs ups. If you're in a position to give us a thumbs ups today, please hit that button right away. Give us a thumbs up and move up that. Help us move up the YouTube ladder. And that gets us more exposure to more people, more folks who follow us, the more folks that'll follow GameStop. They'll follow all our favorite stocks. They'll follow 23andMe. They'll start following SoFi. They'll start following SmartRent, Matterport, Spires, ATIP, and all the other stocks we follow. The more people who are on this show, the merrier the bunch, and the more power we have as a group. If we make a move into a stock, we have power, and that's pretty cool. 260 thumbs ups right now. Thank you for those. Keep them coming in and help the channel get promoted to people who don't know we're even here. There are millions of YouTubers out there who are probably just like folks like you who are searching for a place to call home. We've got to attract them to this channel and get them involved in the stocks that we're following and perhaps the trading that we do. Maybe we can make something happen. So again, thank you one and all for all your support and all of your best wishes and kind words. We very much appreciate it. We will see you tomorrow morning at 8:30 in the morning as we're back for another run at this crazy market. Farragon, you take care. Nelson, you take care too. Thank you. DQ, thank you. Drew, Sharon, thank you as always. Michael, take care, buddy. British Shilling, you take care of yourself, my friend. Mirko, Larry, sorry about the post office thing, but it is what it is. Once we end up in California, if you want to send us an album down there, we'll send you an address. Then it's just USA shipping, it's much cheaper. DQ, take care. Michael, take care. Rupert, take care. Zach, thanks, buddy. You take care, man. Drew, thank you, man, my friends. Another UK viewer, fabulous. Larry, be excellent to each other. I agree. Fenneville, take care, everybody. We should be green tomorrow. Wouldn't that be nice? Let's see if we can run this puppy. Here we go. Okay, guys, you take care. Bye-bye. Love to you all. We'll see you later. Take care.